Okay, guys, this is a financial update and the status of who we helped since I started at the end of October. So this is for the people that have invested in us and donated and things, so you kind of know what's going on. We have received a total cash donation base from friends, relatives, myself, and strangers of $800 in cash income-based donations. Of that, there's been $798 in expenses. I currently have $1.34 in the bank for this project. Of all that kind of stuff that we did, we handed out 20 sleeping bags, 3 tents, 50 pairs of socks, 10 packs of shavers, let's see, 30 packs of hand warmers, 250 cases of bottled water. This is to date, so the very end of October through the 15th of now. I still have a little bit of bottled water, but for the most part I'm empty again. I handed out 50 pairs of gloves, 2 pairs of regular denim pants, 30 shirts, 2 pairs of shoes, 4 packs of trail mix, 2 backpacks and sport bags, 30 hygiene packs, which basically is shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrush, that kind of stuff. 4 blankets. They're the little throw blankets. 5 tarps. Paid for one guy's meal. That was a guy on the internet. Talked to you guys about sitting in the alley with him eating. 10 reusable water bottles. I did a cash out purchase for a person so she could buy a gift for a grandson that and she's homeless, couldn't do it. I packed a lot of batteries, about 60 packs of AA's and AAA batteries for flashlights. Oh, I don't have flashlights on here. I've got probably 25 or, well, at least 30 flashlights, and that includes the head ones. 50 large packs of cough drops. I just started doing this, and this is rough because I wasn't tracking it, but I'm going to start doing it for statistics. I've helped 33 people that are not in hard shelters that are single men. So these are people living in tents, in a sleeping bag or under something. So they're not in a car, they're just on their own. So 33 men I've helped out. I've assisted 4 women that are in not hard shelters, and no kids yet, no runaways, anything like that I can tell, and no official families with children living in tents that I've discovered yet. I've helped 6 single women that are living in their car. I've helped 2 single men living in their car, and 2 families living in their car. And the way I designate families are, it can be a single parent, but if there's a minor child involved, to me that's a family. So that's how I'm classifying that. What I'm going to start doing too is starting to track things like likely to be a habitual homeless person. So if the guy's, every time I see him, he's intoxicated and wasted in pretty bad shape, I view that as a habitual homeless person. I would say out of the 30, let's see, out of everybody I've helped, which is probably about 50 people, I would say maybe 20 of them are kind of new to the homeless thing and actually doing a pretty good effort of trying to get by. They're utilizing systems and procedures and stuff to try to get, keep their driver's licenses and, things like that. So that's kind of useful to know because that kind of helps us understand the mix of people that are routinely out here potentially creating problems, resulting in police contacts for loitering and hanging out. And then the small percentage of them that are out here that are still kind of getting picked on and stuff by police and different things, but they're not necessarily trying to get picked on. Like they doing what they're supposed to do as best they can, but they're usually getting tickets and things for camping. So they're not getting busted for shoplifting, for drunken disorderly, fighting, anything weird like that. But they are probably in the system to a certain extent, one way or another. So I'm trying to figure out a check sheet I can use while I'm talking to them or afterwards, probably, of the things that would help me establish criteria for deciding, is this guy past the level I can help with, or is this guy at the level I should help with? So obviously the 20, that's a good investment to put money into. And for the most part, the large quantity that I'm dealing with right now are people that I give hygiene packs to and the basics. I would say, if I recall right, at least 2 of these people I have helped out almost equally twice. So that means, like the elderly guy got jumped, he lost his sleeping bag and everything he owns twice. So his investment, I probably had $50 in that guy, probably total. So those are situations that, if it's costing me money to help a guy out twice, what's it costing the city to deal with these people twice or 3 or 4 or 5 times? So I kind of like statistical type stuff. It helps me figure things out. If anybody ever has questions on where I spend my money, it is in a separate account. There are often times that I make purchases out of my personal account or cash. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy in dollar figures. Is probably off by $20 here and there, I would say. But typically it's because, I had cash in hand, donated it to help a person, and then walked off and forgot to get a receipt or something dumb like that. And then, so I'll do a rough payback or something out of the account. But it is separate. And there's people, out there that know the Scala's got difficulties as well. And just so you know, to avoid conflict of interest, this program does not assist the Scala family. Even when we need it, and sometimes we do, it does not assist us. So like the other day, we were running pretty tight on money because all of our car payments and everything were due around rent time. And I had $800 sitting in the bank in the other account. We don't touch it. Okay, so just so you know, I do keep that clear. Anybody that has invested in me, if you want to see how I spend the money, I have a nice spreadsheet here. It lays out everything from cash donations, from one-time donations that you make online through like Facebook. It'll list donations that are mailed to me. It'll list donations from company corporations, from grants, from my Patreon account, which is considered steady income. And then for giggles down here to help keep track of this, it'll show cash donations from the Scala's direct, where I'm probably going to need reimbursement back. Sometimes I just donate it to do it. I'm not tracking mileage. There's been an occasion here where I was putting a lot of time on my car. And so from time to time, I'll put $10 in the tank, and that'll comp me for all the driving around I'm doing in the city and stuff. No repairs. I'm not worried about anything like that. This is just for the future as this grows. I don't know if you can see this. Restaurants and dining, typically that's not me. That'll, like this case, $6.45 was spent on a homeless guy, buying him some nice warm food to eat. Wish orders. These are breaking that down to help me realize where the bigger bang for the buck is. I spent $45 at Wish, and I was able to buy a ton of tents and different things like that I couldn't buy locally. Facebook fees, actually I don't have that figure in here. That would probably put us a little negative in the account if I deduct the fees. The expenses known as far as purchases I've made for hard goods, that's all detailed and known. But the fees are kind of hard to track. So, usually what I do is I'll make the difference up. I'll pull out $20 or something and correct it. As I get going a little further, it'll be different. Web hosting, it's cost $26 to start my internet or my website and domain name, and those are startup fees. Another thing I invested in recently is I'm getting some reflective style neon vests that will be lettered up, and it'll say Good Human Street Survivor Program. And that's to aid law enforcement as well as the people I walk up on, so they don't think I'm some kind of guy gonna jump them, because that happens and it freaks them out. And if you roll up on them in the dark, they're exceptionally paranoid. So I do have those on order. Those are purchased through Wish at $7 a piece, and they're kind of these nice looking reflective vests. So I'll show you those guys when I get them. So anyway, that's the gist of it. Giving out a lot of stuff and trying to be as transparent as possible for anybody that needs to know. So if you do have questions, let me know. I'm actually working on a shopping list that I use that has been real effective and really maximizes my money. I'll post that on the website here shortly, probably in a couple of days, and it tells where I buy, what I buy, and how much it typically costs me. So if I appreciate donations coming to me from you that are clothing and things like that, but as much as possible, if you're willing to pay cash, if you're going to put cash into it, I don't necessarily need cash. I mean, the cash helps. But if you're out and about and you're at Dollar Tree or something and you want to spend the money, I have the shopping list that shows you what I typically buy. You don't have to buy what I buy. You can spend more, spend less, I don't care. But I go cheap, and I try to pick out the best, nicest things I can get for that dollar value. So anyway, that's the deal. I appreciate you guys following me and doing what you do. Please tell your friends. Don't be afraid to keep contributing to cash donations and other stuff. I'm getting close. I will come to you and pick it up if I have to, if that's easier for you. So anyway, I got the next 4 days off. If you got anything you need me to swing by and get as far as coats, socks, things like that, let me know. But please don't give me things that are ripped and stained and stuff. These people have just as much ego and things as we do, and they want to look nice as much as possible as well. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Appreciate you guys.